Why not? But
rolling back the years. We'll find out now. For the Unibet Champion Hurdle of 2024, Stuart Machin in the commentary box.
And the 8 runners advancing steadily around the bend at the bottom of the home straight. Starter Robbie Supple on top of the rostrum, ready for them. He holds the flag aloft. In they come. They're off for the Unibet Champion Hurdle of 2024. A field of 8 on their way, and on the right, State Man with the yellow sleeves is handy as they make the approach to the first, with Nemean Line in the purple and yellow also in the leading line. So too the grey Irish Point. One from the left, the white face Not So Sleepy. Luccia out widest of all, the mauve and yellow silks for James Bowen. Colonel Mustard in the red and white tracks them on the long run between the opening pair of flights. Zarak the Brave in the double green, the spotted gap for Daryl Jacob held up, and likewise Iberico Lord, Nico de Boinville in the McManus hoops, the white cap as well grouped. They begin to close in on the second. Not So Sleepy, Nemean Line and State Man just about the leading trio. Over Irish Point, Luccia, Colonel Mustard, Iberico Lord towards the inner, and right in behind Zarak the Brave, and into the wings of the second they come, and Not So Sleepy picks up just ahead, leads them into the turn. Over a Nemean Line, a couple of lengths away to State Man, and then Irish Point, who disputes third place in advance of Luccia. Colonel Mustard, red and white jacket, is the shadow to, on the inside, Iberico Lord, and Zarak the Brave a length further back. Broadly similar sort of pace at this stage of the race as it was to the Supreme over the same course and distance earlier. They turn to go on down the hill on the approach to the third. Not So Sleepy over Nemean Line. Grey Irish Point racing on the far side of State Man, and then Colonel Mustard, Iberico Lord and Luccia in a line. The Henderson pair racing either side of Colonel Mustard. Zarak the Brave ridden with patience in rear in a still well-grouped field. Not So Sleepy, hurdling slickly, more fluent there than Nemean Line, who just left a trailing leg. Irish Point is a very close third, and then State Man. Luccia has tugged her way up through the field. The mauve and yellow silks for James Bowen, racing ahead now of Colonel Mustard and Iberico Lord. Zarak the Brave remains last, but they're still very tightly clustered up as they move on towards the fourth. Not So Sleepy leads the Unibet Champion Hurdle field over Nemean Line, just slightly put down on that Not So Sleepy. Nemean Line comes alongside, then Irish Point and Luccia. State Man, Townend removes a bit of dirt from his goggles, racing ahead of Colonel Mustard. Zarak the Brave and the double green out wide. Iberico Lord ridden with great patience by Nico de Boinville as they go through halfway and head to the flight at the top of the hill. The fifth of the 8, Not So Sleepy over Nemean Line, who kicked it half to the ground. Irish Point stalking them. State Man poised on the inner of Luccia, and then Colonel Mustard, Iberico Lord and Zarak the Brave as they reach the highest point of the track and prepare to freewheel on down the hill. They've got 3 flights of hurdles left to jump in the Unibet Champion Hurdle, and Not So Sleepy is joined again by Nemean Line. Irish Point waiting in the wings, slipstreaming them coming down the hill. State Man yet to make any sort of a move. The yellow sleeves of Paul Townend, upsides Luccia. Then Zarak the Brave out wide to Iberico Lord, the white cap, and Colonel Mustard in the red and white. And here's the third last. Nemean Line picking up just ahead of Not So Sleepy. Irish Point has travelled up very strongly. State Man is sitting right on his tail. Luccia is bang there. Now Iberico Lord up the inner is asked to close. The white cap ahead of Zarak the Brave and Colonel Mustard, and they're still very well grouped. And here's the second last. Nemean Line joined by Irish Point. State Man though hard on their heels as they begin the swing for home. Then Luccia. Not So Sleepy is weakened away. Zarak the Brave has been bustled up in behind. Irish Point and Nemean Line, but here goes State Man now, ghosting into it away to the left, and Townend has yet to twitch, and State Man comes right alongside Irish Point. Zarak the Brave is running on in behind with Luccia as Nemean Line backs out of it. The final flight, State Man by a whisker. Irish Point though, with stamina assured, is game. Now Townend shakes up State Man, he goes a length clear. Irish Point fighting on bravely. State Man with Constitution Hill absent. State Man has his day in the sun and wins the Unibet Champion Hurdle. Irish Point second, Luccia third, tight fourth, Zarak the Brave and Colonel Mustard.
Paul Townend had as his champion hurdle, a right stake man to victory. The short price favourite for Willie Mullins and Joanne-Marie Donnelly. He had to get down and dirty. It wasn't pretty, but it was victory. He's beaten his market rival, Irish Point, who has justified Connection's decision to come this way. Luccia, likewise, has run through for third. And the trio were clear. 5-2 on favourite. Stateman wins the champion hurdle. Another champion hurdle for Willie Mullins after the successes of Hurricane Fly and Faheen and Annie Power. Perhaps this horse will never be lauded as those were, but he's a thoroughly efficient professional and he has got the job done. Not much more, but he's done it.
Yeah, 9 Grade 1s now for the 7-year-old, so he's building up a terrific record. We can't necessarily say this is even his best performance, with the 140 rated mare Luccia chasing their tails back in third position, but he's travelled supremely well through the race. I don't think the race was run at a tempo that allowed him to be really impressive to some extent, because they went quite steady. You can see 5 of them still grouped within a couple of lengths as they go towards the final flight of hurdles. Irish Point has run a blinder, he's stuck at it, but he's not as fast as Stateman, and the 2-mile hurdler showed, didn't it? That class and experience that Stateman has got doing this job showed.
Yeah, like it was a workmanlike performance, wasn't it? Like, he didn't burst clear, but as Martin said, the pace probably wasn't strong enough to allow anything burst clear like you would have liked Stateman to do. But Irish Point, he's run a massive race. I'm sure Paul Townend rode Stateman to beat Irish Point, relying on his superior speed as a 2-mile hurdler. Irish Point, we know, has got form over 2.5 and had the stairs hurdle as an option until very recently, and he's run a blinder. But it's good to get Stateman's got his champion hurdle win on the board. He's deserved to get his champion hurdle win.
It's a second slower than the Supreme Novices, which itself wasn't run at a breakneck pace.